been a couple of weeks. Let's go see what's going on in my garden before it starts storming again. We've had a ton of rain, which has really damaged my rose blooms, but this Crown Princess Margarita has been loaded with some gorgeous blooms despite that. My Golden Celebration, which is the first rose I bought in my mom's honor, finally bloomed, and these blooms are absolutely gorgeous. I've moved my Teasing Georgia up here. Mostly what's open right now is kind of small. It's really suffered where I had it last year and had some black spots, so we had to get it moved. I've got to show you Louise Clements. This is from Heirloom Roses, and it starts out as this bright orange bud. And then as it fades, it turns to a nice peachy color, and it is loaded. This stalk here has like 10 blooms. And then we've got Lady of Shalott, who is actually finishing up some blooms. Let's check out some vegetables. Y'all remember my potatoes in the little 5-gallon pots? Because I just had some grocery store potatoes that sprouted, and they were just little tiny, and they are growing. I need to add a little bit more soil to those. My blueberries that are still in pots, but y'all look, oh, they're loaded. I have 2 different varieties. I need a third, but I'm waiting till we move. My garlic, I had to move over here. We would get a little bit more shade because it's really not liking the pots. It's drying out too much, but I didn't really have a choice this year. But the garlic is still growing. And this is Jason's fig. Our fig tree has not looked this good in years. I dug it up to take it with us, and apparently it loves getting part shade and over here in the pot. Let's go see what I got planted in the garden beds. I got all my eggplants in the ground. I planted my zucchinis in the ground a few days ago. This is my Chinese string eggplant, and it has a bloom. I'm excited about that. Y'all look at the progress on my sugar snap peas. They've really grown. I love sugar snap peas. This is one of my white zucchini. It's called Palermo, and I love it. It does really well for me, and it stays so tender. We've got tatsoi. I like to let them get a good rosette before I start harvesting, so I'm probably going to harvest a bunch of this today. I like tatsoi in place of spinach here because it just does better with our heat. So, y'all remember my peppers I cut back? They all have side shoots. This one probably has grown more than any of them. And then my jalapeno, it's loading up with some blooms. It's still kind of short. My Jimmy Nardello, all of these I started from seed. I did not start any cayenne, and I did buy a cayenne pepper at the feed store to go right there. Another white zucchini on this end because, you know, it'll get big. Another one of those eggplants. I have some more greens. I'll probably harvest quite a bit of this. As it gets warmer, the greens will not really flourish here. This is just a little trellis I made out of wire. It has more sugar snap peas. My cucumbers will go at the base here, and they will climb over this, which will help kind of shade this and buy me a little time on this bed. So you can see, you can pack a lot in a 4x8 bed. Oh, y'all look, a ranuncula bloomed. I put all my spare ranunculus in this other vegetable bed because I didn't have anywhere to put them. My slicer tomatoes are coming along. This is a Black Beauty eggplant that I started from seed. I just got it in the ground. Some Genovese basil to help with bugs. Your hornworms that get on your tomatoes, they don't like basil. Some more of my slicer tomatoes. And these are ranunculus. I just put these flowers in here because I didn't have anywhere to put them, and those will come up. This bed is for flowers, and these are some tall snapdragons I started from seed. I clipped them back with the last rains, and they're already putting out side shoots. These will be really tall cut snapdragons. I have some dahlias that are supposed to go in this bed if we're here long enough. And these are peas, sweet pea flowers, and then there is some repicante on that each side zucchini that'll grow up this trellis when those die back. Tiny bed over here. This is a cherry tomato that goes wild. It's called blueberries. There's a green zucchini here. Oh look, I have a asparagus that needs to be picked. Grew overnight. Another eggplant, and these are some sprouting broccoli. It's called Chinese Yodfei broccoli, and I found this is heat tolerant here. I had one that lasted all summer, which is crazy, and it just shoots up little shoots that you get, and they taste kind of like a cross between broccoli and asparagus, but it did really good in our heat. I'm potting up my muscadines today. If y'all remember, I ordered these hoping we would sell our house back in the fall, and it didn't happen. So I had to pot them up. They were bare root in 1 gallons, and I've got 3-gallon containers coming. So I'm potting these up today or tomorrow. Some more of my roses. I'm fixing to run irrigation down here until we move. This is Jude the Obscure. These are its first blooms. Well, it had one, but a bug got it. And it's a real cupped, and it smells amazing. The bees love it because it's an open face. This is the second one I bought in my mom's memory for her little garden, and this is Carding Mill, which is another David Austin. But I love peachy colored roses, and it's giving me some nice blooms despite the fact that it is still in a pot. I'm not a pink girl, but I ordered this Eustacia V because the center, if it wasn't so hot yesterday, it was 85 yesterday, the center has like a peachy apricot to the pink, and it's really pretty. So this was a splurge on my part because I normally don't buy pink. I had to come back up here, y'all. I think I have 4 or 5 bites on my shoulders. There was a deer fly chasing me. This is some trial poppies that I grew just to see how they would do. I should have got them in the ground earlier because they don't like the heat. Luckily, we're going to have a couple more cool days, so I'm hoping that they'll go ahead and bloom and we'll see those. These, I didn't even plant these. These are scabiosa that come up from seed last year in different places, and I dug them and put them here. This is my cutting row of zinnias. There's some of my florets in here, as well as a few cosmos and some marigold. The iris patch does not have a whole lot blooming right now. This whole row was early bloomers. They've already bloomed out. I've got a few of my immortality whites blooming. And while it is a white bloom, it smells like honeysuckle. This immortality is a historic iris that I think it's from the early 80s. It smells absolutely fabulous. Another one of my historic ones. I don't have a name on this one. It's about bloomed out as well. I have a bunch of this one. Some of the last ones hanging on here. I do have some later varieties in some of these other rows that have not started blooming yet. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that update. I'm sorry I've missed out for the last couple of weeks, and there's a lot going on with us still trying to sell the house, keeping everything in pots, but I could not garden. So I hope y'all enjoyed that tour. I didn't realize I had not videoed my garden in 2 weeks since I was at my mom's last weekend. But anyway, I hope y'all have a good week.